Hola, hoy te voy a platicar de mi camino de aprender español. Just kidding. Today, I'm going to talk about how I learned Spanish. Now, I'll start by saying I'm not bilingual, far from it, but I can communicate with Spanish speakers to some basic capacity. So, the reason I started learning Spanish is because my now fiance is from Peru. Now, she does speak English, but her family, most of them do not speak English. So, to communicate with the future in laws, I thought it would be a good idea to learn Spanish. Anyways, the first thing I did was I found this podcast on Spotify called Learn Craft Spanish, and it was very helpful for learning the grammar and foundation of the Spanish language. For example, words in English such as that, the, uh, his, her, is, those kinds of words compose a large amount of the language. Maybe 25% of the language is in 10 to 15 words. That's just a guess. But the same concept is true in Spanish. There's words such as el, la, de, que, and more that compose a very large portion of the language just by learning a couple words. And that's what this podcast focused on. The whole thing was learn 50% of the language in, so many words. Anyways, that's how I got my start. And I did that for a while, but I got tired of it because I don't know, it was difficult. And I felt lazy and I wanted something easier. So after that, I found this guy online with a YouTube channel called Dreaming Spanish. I think his name is Pablo, but forgive me if I got it wrong. So his whole concept was that instead of trying to translate objects and meanings to English in my head and then from English to Spanish, just see objects and translate it straight to Spanish, and doing that through comprehensible input. Now, what that means is that it's input through your ears that you can comprehend with your brain. So, for example, let's say you don't know any Spanish. Somebody could still communicate with you using Spanish words. Now, it might be very dramatic in a way. For example, I could I could say pluma. Esta es mi pluma. Es mi pluma. Es mi cama. Mi cama. Well, you get the picture. You can tell that pluma means pen and cama means bed. Now, the videos start very basic, but they gradually get more advanced. So that is where a lot of my learning took place. And I highly recommend if anyone wants to learn a language and you don't feel like grinding through a textbook, well, even if you're not lazy and you just want to learn a language, just start by listening to very easy videos and then progressively increase the difficulty, and you'll learn it without even realizing it. The interesting part about that is that's how a baby learns. For example, a baby might learn mama or dada just by being around the mom, dad, and then they can start to build their vocabulary from basic and common words. Well, anyways, nowadays I am able to listen to some native content. However, there's other native content that's far too fast for my understanding, or things with heavy slang. Although I listen to a lot of Mexican stuff, so I always hear them say way. They use the word way a lot. For example, some guys use the word bro a lot. Like, bro, did you see this? I mean, bro, that's crazy. Okay, sorry if that was cringy, but I'm just giving an example. So Mexicans use way in a similar way. Get it? Anyways, I'm still learning. Actually, I'm in a bit of a rut right now. I have to get back to listening to more Spanish, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Oh, also, my brother is now learning Spanish and he is getting very good. He just started, but he's been putting a lot of work in. I'm very proud of him.